Hello, amazing, beautiful people. Hello, hello. Hope you're having an amazing day. I know today is going to be an even better day because today we get the opportunity, the privilege to speak to the one and only Jonas. He is incredible, y'all. He's been in body competitions. He's a personal trainer. He helps with weight management. He's actually a specialist and has been certified in that space with over 30 years of actually vanishing weight and building muscle. He's the guy that you go to if you want to, vanish 15 kilograms, which in pounds is over 30 pounds, y'all,
Yeah.
within 15 weeks.
Weeks, okay? That's how we do.
Build muscle without tons of cardio, dreadful diets, or even giving up your social life. Forget about all that nonsense. Jonas is the guy for you. He's amazing, a beautiful family guy, incredible trainer, and most importantly, the attitude of a champion. How you doing, Jonas?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate
so
being on the call. Yes, I'm pumped for this. I'm really happy when you reached out. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, I'm so excited too because, especially with, the global climate, I feel like online trainers, nutritionists, people that really value the body and understand the mechanics that go into it, they need more attention now more than ever because people need that outlet. People really need to connect with a coach, and you're one of those coaches that I truly believe is making a positive impact in the world. So
thank you so much.
I'm curious, what were you doing before you got into coaching?
So to keep that story fairly short, let's go back about, well, if we go back to like growing up, first and foremost. So I've always an athlete, played hockey, high level of hockey in the wintertime, played a high level of soccer in the summertime. And so I always did that. And then as I got older, I got heavy into skateboarding as well. So that was a really big one for me in the summertime. So, so if we go to just after college, I did a little bit of, I guess, weight training, resistance training in college, but I mean, it wasn't a lot, but I did see some of the benefits of it then. And then essentially what happened was my mom got sick and she ended up passing away from cancer in 2009. So that was hard on me because my mom was like my rock, like most people will say that, right? But like I would say like she was like one of my best friends as well. I could actually talk to her about things and she would give me advice as a mom, but also give me advice, as a friend. And she never judged me on certain things like that. So I remember even like, when I was in college, she would come down for the weekend and like all my friends, like their parents would come down and stay in a hotel or something like that, which is great. But my mom would stay with us, like right on with us, hang out with us. Like, it was just like, she was that type of person. So it was really, really good. So when she passed away, I was in a position where I was obviously in a hard times and everyone goes through it, but I was using alcohol as a way to cope with everything. And clearly that's not what we should be doing, but it was hard, right? And I mean, alcohol does run in my family. So I caught myself to the point where I'm like, man, am I getting myself into this where I'm just using alcohol as a way to cope with my mom's death, and just you can't do this, right? So one day I remember waking up saying, something's got to change, or I'm just going to continue down that deep dark hole, and who knows if we're going to get out, right? So it just kind of dawned on me, and I was like, you know what? Well, when you went to the gym a little bit, like you liked it, you felt like you were getting somewhere with it and whatnot. So rather than me going to the LCBO and grabbing alcohol, I went and grabbed a gym membership. Nice. And that's kind of what started it. So, I started going to the gym every day, and that was kind of an outlet for me to release the stress and the anxiety and stuff I was feeling with my mom's death compared to sitting there on the couch and drinking. And the more I did it, clearly the better I felt. I'm like, wait, okay, so I don't really need to be doing this. I can actually do this, and it feels much better. So you fast forward about a year or so, and I started getting great results in the gym. Obviously I started eating better and people started noticing. And so as people notice, like, Jonas, what the heck are you doing? And I said, well, I've been going to the gym. And so people started asking me, can you help me with that? Like, can you show me what to do? And so
Wow.
again, it kind of dawned on me, like, I would love to help other people, maybe whether they're going through a situation that I'm going through. We all have those different things that put us in a position where we feel like we can't actually get out of. And so the gym was a huge outlet for that for me. And so I wanted to share that with other people. So that was 2012. I got my personal trainer certificate, and I started
Wow.
doing PT on the side of my full-time job. And then I got to the point where 2016 and 2017, I had a decision to make, and I was working shift work at the time, building the Honda Civic about an hour away from where I was living. So I was driving an hour there, working either 6:30 to 3 p.m. 2 weeks later, you flip it and you're working from 4:30 p.m. to 1 a.m.
What?
So it was just crazy. You could never, like, and for people that do shift work, they understand, and people that have a crazy schedule, they understand, like, it's just not good for, your body to go through all those changes and stuff like that. So I had to make a decision, and I said, you know what, I can either follow my passion and be a personal trainer and active lifestyle coach. I can help people live a well-balanced active lifestyle, or I can continue to keep doing what I'm doing at my full-time job. And so thank God for my wife as well, because she was the one that supported me enough, because not that every wife or girlfriend would say, you're not leaving a full-time job, but she was like, you know what, Jonas, I think you've got something here, and I think you should go for it.
Yes.
And go for it or go for fit, right? So
Yes.
this is where it comes from. If you want something in your life, you need to put 100% effort into it, and dedicate yourself and go for it. And once you get those results, or you start to see changes in your life, it's just like, it's amazing. So so then I've been doing that ever since, and just continuing to keep growing my business and helping more people. And here we are now. So it's been a journey, and I know I still got a long road ahead, but again, fitness has allowed me to see that, where if you put time and effort into it, you'll get the result. You'll get there. You might have some ups and downs, but you dedicate yourself and you go for it, or go for fit, you will get there 100%.
I love that so much. And I want to touch light on that moment where you were like, I'm drinking here. I recognize this is bad, but then the membership is really good and I feel good going to the gym. I want to touch light on that decision, because I feel like every single day we all have those type of decisions that can either guide you towards your purpose or deter you towards the bottom.
Absolutely.
So how did that decision-making process, how were you able to apply that into your coaching business? Because I know that you help coaches from the inside out as well. So it's like, how were you able to take that moment, put it as a system that, very busy people can actually apply, and then allow them to get the results?
So I think a lot of it comes down to being real with yourself first and foremost. Like, recognize that maybe you have something going on you need to change in your life, right? Because one thing that I would say, and I still find there's certain times in my life and certain things where you almost just kind of want to push it to the side. You're like, okay, like, it's there, but I'm not really. But it's just going to get worse and worse, or bigger and bigger, right? And so it got to the point where back with the drinking and stuff, where it was like, every day, or pretty much, and I wasn't that, like, just to kind of let everyone know, like, I wasn't getting like completely shit faced to the point where I couldn't walk. It wasn't like that, like, but it was enough that it was like, having two or three or four every day or every other day was like a way for me to cope with it. And I was like, but then we know, like, it started with one. And then it goes, okay, next week it's two, next week three. So I realized, I was real to myself, and I said, listen, like, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse if I keep doing this. So that was kind of the aha moment, if you will, where I was like, I just can't continue this, because, if I go another year like this, 2 years like this, who knows what's going to happen to me. Like,
Right.
so that was kind of it for me. It was just to be real with myself and like, listen, like, you need to change something here. And so that was like, again, one day I woke up, rather than going to grab a bottle, I decided to go and get my gym membership. And obviously it was a good change for me. And in terms of kind of, I guess, the second part to that question, with like how I structure?
Yeah. I mean, you've made it so simple, for people that have a really busy lifestyle to actually get results, which I call it more like a Lego setup where it
Yes,
just
yes.
stacks on itself. So can you shine light on that?
So you're actually, it's a good call with the Lego, right? Because it's one piece at a time that you build into. So first and foremost, the one thing I would say is everyone is overwhelmed at the start because they feel like they got to go from A to B, and then that gap is huge. But you can
Yeah.
also implement small little things that are going to help you. I call them micro goals or micro habits that are going to help you get to that A to B a lot easier. And along the way, you're seeing those little results. You're checking things off as you go. So it's all about creating some structure and having a plan put in place 100%.
Yeah.
You can't throw shit at a wall and hope, it sticks. You need to actually have some structure there. So what I've worked well for me and what I help my clients with is to actually create some structure and have a plan put in place so we can execute. And again, on these dailies, we're doing little wins, workouts, maybe sticking to drinking more water, getting more steps in. And as you do that, you start to progress. And again, it becomes more of a habit. And once it's a habit, you don't need to think about it as much. It's just part of your lifestyle. You just want to do it on a day-to-day because you know the benefits you're getting, how you feel, how you look, how you live. And then it just becomes, again, part of it. And you're like, let's just keep doing that because I feel good doing it. So I would say really in the first start, it's about just creating yourself a bit of a plan and maybe making sure you stick to that plan.
Yeah. And how important was it? Okay, let me just take it a little bit back. So this is very, very important because not a lot of people can actually address, hey, I need help. Okay, that's one. Admit it to themselves. Then two, having the ability to actually say, I'm actually going to go look for someone to help me get rid of this vulnerability, in this challenge here. What advice would you give to someone that is on the fence of actually asking for help?
That's the hardest thing. It's hard. It's hard though, right? Because again,
Yeah.
you just said it. You're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. And not a lot of people like that because then you're uncomfortable. And when we get uncomfortable, we're uneasy. When we're uneasy, we can build anxiety. There's a lot of different scenarios that run through our head. So I guess I would say the first thing I would give it to advice is someone that's kind of on the fence and looking for something. It's again, kind of being real with yourself. And do you want the help or not? I mean, you can look at it like black and white. Like I know there's a lot of different scenarios inside of that, but it's like if you continue on the same path, like I was with the drinking, where's that going to lead you? Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just gotta be open and vulnerable and say, hey guys, or hey, whoever, hey, I just need some help here. Like I need to talk to someone. Just open up a little bit and put yourself out there. And again, 99.9% of the time when you are open like that, people respond and they want to connect to you because maybe they're going through the same thing, or maybe there's someone out there that can help you. So it's not easy, but I mean, in the end, you got to weigh your options here. Is it worth me continuing to keep doing whatever it is I'm doing? Or is it, usually it is to open up and, express how I'm feeling and what I'm dealing with and, have someone help you with it. So you just got to be vulnerable and open up. And again, 99.9% of the time, the feedback you're going to get, you're going to probably think to yourself, why didn't I do this a year ago or 2 months ago, whatever it was. I should have been doing this a long time ago. So, but we're humans, right? We live and we learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would just open up, right? Open up and weigh your options. And if it should be worth you talking to someone, then absolutely do it.
Yeah. And that's such a great point, especially if you are looking to take the next step, just do it. It's great for you. It's great for your family. It's great for the community. Like you're just a better person.
Just got to go for it.
Yes, just go for it. Go for fit. And what's most important here is like, this definitely didn't happen overnight. Like you've been at this for over 30 years. So like it's a lifestyle change, shift, right?
So yeah, go ahead. Obviously, it's not quite 30 years. Not quite 30 years.
Oh, how long?
So I'm only 36. So I've been at this, I guess for 2012. So we're moving on to about 13 years.
Incredible. Most businesses don't last past a year or two, and you've been able to sustain that passion for a really long time, Jonas. Like
For sure. No, for
it's
sure. I agree.
very commendable. So what are three main things that you really use in your own personal life to stay focused in this grand vision that you have?
So I would say the first one would be having a good why. Why are you doing this in the first place, right? Because that can come for everyone, can be different. Now, if we're talking, say, in terms of fitness, a huge why for myself is my family. Like, I want to be around to see my daughter grow up. I want to be the best husband, the best father I can be. So I have a strong why to keep myself, healthy and fit. And when the kid's running towards the road or something, I want to be able to keep up and grab her.
Oh my
right?
God,
Like,
yes.
and honestly, I've had people I've talked to before where their kid was in a situation where they were close to the road or whatever, and they had to run, and they were so out of breath that they were like, that needs to change. So that's a
Yes,
good why for someone to have, is to like, or a good
absolutely.
issue to have, is to have that why, and what makes you want to take on that next level of whatever fitness, or it could be even your career, right? You think of it, okay, having a good why for maybe getting a promotion at work, so we're making X amount of money more, that's going to maybe again be able to go on one more vacation a year with my family, to spend more time with my family. So having a why 100% would be number one for sure. Absolutely.
What are two other ones that are like, thanks to this, I feel definitely really focused? You mentioned box breathing, which
Box
is
breathing.
like,
Good.
that's
So
huge.
that is huge, yes. And so I thank you for bringing that up, actually. And that would be one. So I would say um, a good morning routine to start my
Oh,
day off.
yeah.
So I call it fill my cup up first. And what I mean by that, and some people might think, oh, that's kind of selfish. Well, no, it's not, because if I fill my cup up first through my exercise, through my box breathing, a little bit of meditation, I'm ready to serve my clients. I'm ready to be there for my wife, my daughter. I can do so much more because I've filled me up first. So
Yeah.
I think having a solid morning routine where you can get up, maybe do some box breathing, maybe having a little workout, get your body moving, because movement is medicine. So that could be maybe going for a walk with the dog. It could be maybe having a workout. Whatever works for you, your lifestyle, and what you could adhere to makes a world of a difference. So definitely having a good morning routine is very, very powerful. And just, again, filling my cup up so I can serve and be the best me on a day-to-day basis, for sure. And number three, I would say, I guess just, and this is kind of relating to fitness as well, is like, be happy with what you've achieved, but always wanting more, right? Like, the
Yes.
way I look at it too, like, yeah, I always want to just like be that 1% better each day, and that kind of keeps me going and striving for more. And we can't get too, because it's easy to get comfortable with anything you do in life, and it's like, yeah, I like my little bubble here, I'm pretty good, but then you never grow and develop as a person, right? And so we need
Yes.
to kind of burst that bubble and do something. So just having that mindset of like, I just want to get 1% better each day. I'm not comparing myself to him or her. I'm just, it's me versus me. I'm looking at me in the mirror, and I just want to be better 1% each day. So having that kind of mindset as well just helps me kind of just continue to keep, pushing forward, as you will.
Nice. What is like, actually, this is, I've never asked this question, but I'm curious because you come up with like really cool recipes. I saw one that's like with bacon and eggs and oatmeal with like little calories. Like, how do you even do that? That's awesome.
So once, again, the food, and that's the best thing as well. So like, people consider, being on a diet is very dreadful. Like, I can only eat a certain amount of food, and it's just like, oh, I can't do that. Like, it's
Right.
frustrating too, right? It sucks. Let's be honest. I've done like through competitions for men's physique and bodybuilding, you have to be on a strict diet. So when I am on those diets, it's like, this sucks for sure, right? It's not fun, but also at the same time, it does show that you can stay consistent, you're
Yeah.
dedicated, you're committed. So I've learned, so much about me doing those competitions. Like, the winning the show or doing well on a show is awesome, but you learn so much about yourself first and foremost. That's awesome. That's what I take from it. So when it comes to the food intake, what I found was, okay, I don't want to be on a diet for the rest of my life. I still want to get great results. So
Yeah.
what we can do is we call macro tracking.
Yeah.
And macro tracking is knowing your protein, carb, and your fat intake. So then what we can do is we can essentially eat the food that we want, providing that it's good nutrient dense food to give our body the energy that it needs to, do our daily tasks. But then you can just tweak it and have fun with it. So what I found was taking some of my favorite foods and just playing with it a little bit and making sure it's calorie friendly, so I can eat it on a day to day and I can stick within my macros. So I'll look on YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, and sometimes you see some recipes and it's going to spark something like, oh, that would be good, but with this instead, or vice versa or whatever. So it's just, I wouldn't say trial and error, it's just playing with it and having some fun with it. And yeah, make it your own, right? If you see a recipe you like, it's like, okay, just take that and just make it macro friendly for you.
Yes, and if you're a foodie, like I know I am, definitely go check out Jonas on Instagram and on Facebook. He is always showing up with videos, with different tutorials. Like, you got it, especially with the different workouts. I love the different ones that actually give you the, hey, don't do this instead. It's so good. It's so valuable.
And that's something that when I first started my fitness journey, I wish I had hired a trainer, because I would have fast tracked my results.
Wow.
And probably I had 2 or 3 pretty bad injuries, like getting into it. That would have probably helped me with those, maybe even eliminate those injuries. So the way I see it now is like, if I can help someone that's doing an exercise, because if you're doing the exercise and the workouts, you might as well try to do them to the best of its ability to get the most out of it. So rather than going through the trial and error, like, does this work? Does this work? I thought, okay, well, we can create some videos where I can show, hey, this is how most people might do it, but to optimize it for you or to make it the best, try it this way instead.
Yes,
And
exactly.
so that's kind of where I started with those.
How important is it to hire a coach?
I honestly, I mean, I have a couple people that I talk to, and you can just have someone that you can talk to, bounce ideas off of. So I think personally it is huge. Like, it's a game changer, because then it's just not you have another set of eyes, or another couple sets of eyes that you can help you with it. And what I like about a coaching aspect as well is, normally the coach, and they should have more education on the certain topics than you do, so you can actually learn so much from someone and then apply it to your lifestyle. And that could be anything from fitness to tech to, I mean, there's so many different things out there, right? Like food, right? There's so many things. So having someone you can actually, talk to, lean on, especially when you're feeling stuck, you're unsure of things, you have someone, hey, so-and-so, I'm looking for a certain thing, and they can help you and guide you that way. The other thing that I would say as well is, when you are working with a coach, you're invested a lot more, right? You're invested in this. Like, if I'm putting time, money, and effort, if I'm putting money into it, I'm going to put my time, my effort, and everything into it to get the most out of it. So, when people, for example, I'll talk to someone that's like, well, I got a free workout on Google. I'm like, okay, well, how's that going for you? Well, I'm not really sure about A, B, and C. I'm like, okay, so working with someone like myself, not only are we going to personalize that workout for you, you got me in your back pocket to make sure you're doing things correctly, right? So now you fast track your results. You're not kind of like, is this working for me? Is it not? So I think, truly having someone like a coach, a mentor, someone you can talk to and lean on, bounce ideas off of, and just be there for you it's like priceless, really.
It really is. And you laid it out, like, even having the ability to have access to you, Jonas, in the back pocket, like you said, it's a gift. So don't take it lightly. Your life deserves the best.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm curious, I know that you have a lot of success stories, okay, but what has been one, hell to heaven story from your clients that every single time that you remember this moment, you're like, I love this. I love what I do.
So there are a few. The one I would say that's sticking out of the top of my head right now is a girl. Now, I've been working with her, I think about a year, just over a year. Definitely, we started during COVID, because COVID, going to the gym, and then when everything kind of got shut down, everyone had to go to the home workouts. So her biggest struggle was, going into a home setting, getting the equipment, what do I need? And then the nutrition is a big component as well.
Wow.
So, we got talking, and she was a little hesitant to sign up, because she has worked with a coach before, and she's worked with a dietitian before as well.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I said, I 100%, I think if you stick to what I'm providing for you, you lean on me, you ask questions, you're going to get great results. And so her I think it was about 8 weeks or so into the program, and she called me. And normally we just like text, and we have a couple of different groups inside my app that we use. And she actually called me, and she was like pretty much in tears. And I was like, what's going on? And she's like, I just wanted to let you know that from everyone I've worked with before, I've never seen the results. I just got on the scale. I got down to below 150 pounds. My body fat has came down. And the biggest thing that I love from it is her and her husband sort of connecting more again.
Wow.
Right? So that was it, because that was the thing. A lot of people too, depending on where you're at, but you know, if you don't feel comfortable in your skin and you have a spouse, and you know, you don't, maybe that starts to, there's a little bit of a disconnect there, right? But if you feel comfortable with how you look, how you feel, next thing you know, hey, like there's a lot more, you know, and that's what we want. We as humans, we crave that connection. So for her to say, like, I'm not only better with my weight, my body fat, but my husband and I are now getting back connected, I was like, amazing.
That's beautiful. That is so nice. I haven't heard that. Okay. Now, if you guys are ready to take that next step, make sure to definitely reach out to Jonas. I will put the link below. It's going to be available to you, and treat this as your sign. Okay. There's many coaches out there, but there's certain people that stand out for a reason. And there's people that have been able to get the results within their own lives to make that difference happen. So go with the ones that have committed themselves first.
Absolutely.
So I have two last questions for you. I know time is precious. How does it feel to have a mission-driven practice that is location independent? You can work from anywhere in the world.
That's right. So that was actually one thing that really, so when I first started personal training, you're in a gym setting. I love it. I actually do enjoy the one-on-one connection with people. It is great. But in terms of actually building and scaling a business,
right,
super hard, right? After 6 to 8 to 9 clients, I'm like, oh, there goes my 9 hours out of the day. So the way I saw it is I seen a lot of people starting to transition to more of an online. And my thought process was like, now, if I transition to online, I can actually impact a heck of a lot more people that way. So I just slowly started getting into more of the social media stuff. Sort of, you know, tell people, hey, I'm actually doing some online coaching. I used to like sit hours on end doing like PDFs, and like I create all these different like sheets and have like all the workouts and stuff like that. But now with technology, I'm able to not, I didn't develop the app, but I bought into an app and branded it to Go4Fit. So it's just like you can track every little thing in this app, which is fantastic. So I actually consider it almost like a personal trainer for your phone, and I'm your active lifestyle coach to keep you going, you know, adjust the program, all that kind of stuff. So the beauty thing is, as much as one-on-one training is amazing, I do love the connection. It's just, you know, it's hard to just stick to one thing like that. You need to kind of branch out if you want to kind of grow a brand or a business. It's just, you know, it almost has to be done that way. You need to have some sort of online presence where you can kind of reach out a little bit more to people. And the other thing, the last since COVID has kind of ended, we're kind of getting back in, depending on where you live. In Canada, we're starting to get back going there, but it took a little bit longer than the rest of the world. Anyways, I've actually created a hybrid. So the hybrid is actually using my app online, but I will actually go and travel to my my clients' houses and actually work with them in their house for 45 to 60 minutes.
Wow.
So that's kind of our new little system we brought in. And I'm actually, you know, down the road, I'm going to be looking for a couple new coaches in my area that want to do the same thing. They want to use the online space, but then actually travel and work with other clients. And we consider that the hybrid training. So you're getting a little bit of best of both, if you will.
Wow, you've heard it here first. Go4Fit coaches international.
Yeah, let's go.
Let us know when you're in Mexico. We'd love that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your amazing presence and your time and your wisdom with everything. I have one last question. This is going to be the most important question.
All right.
And I'm glad that you're sitting down. Okay. Jonas, what does freedom mean to you?
That is a loaded question for sure. But freedom to me is the ability to choose what I want to do on a day-to-day basis and impact the people that I want to impact. Being able to be with my wife and my daughter when I need to be. So again, great example, back to my old job, shift work. I'm working till 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm missing my daughter's soccer. I'm missing her birthday party. I'm missing all these things out of my family's lives. And that was one of the biggest things when I told myself, if I move on and do my own thing and kind of take that entrepreneurial business route, I'm going to be able to choose the days and the times I want to work. Now, I probably work more than I did at my old job, but it's my passion and what I love to do. So it doesn't feel like work anyways.
Yeah,
But if my daughter or my wife needs me at any time, I'm there.
exactly.
If my clients need me at any time, I'm there. So I think that just being able the freedom to choose, my hours, work when I need to work, be there for my family when I need to be there for my family, and impact as many people as possible, is what I look at for freedom.
I love that so much because, family's everything. So
It is. It all
I
starts with
really,
family.
I really love that about you. And I just want to commend you for being authentic within your practice. Like, it's so refreshing to see someone that has an amazing attitude all the time. Like, I can literally go to your Instagram today. If I'm feeling kind of sluggish, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Like, I need to pick it up. And you help me do that just with your presence. So
So I appreciate
thank
that. Thank you.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Well,
So
yeah, and I really appreciate you, taking the time to talk to me today. It's amazing. And it's just nice to be able to connect with people, and just like-minded, right? And just, be able to just have a good conversation like this. And yeah, even if we had one person that could take something away from this conversation, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that for sure.
yes, and everyone listening in, you will have an access to all the links. You will have access to where you actually can get access to Jonas, which is amazing. So make sure to take advantage of it. And thank you again, Jonas, for your amazing presence.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Thank
much. I
you.
appreciate it.
See you
Have a great
later.
day.